Hey there, welcome back to Easy Politics. Today, I'm here to fill your brain with interesting stuff and a dash of humor because who says you can't laugh while learning about geopolitics? Today, we will be diving into Syria's civil war and the jaw-dropping situation of its president fleeing to Russia. Alright, before we get into the details of political escape artistry, let's tackle a bit of background. Syria, a land of ancient history, delicious food, and sadly, one of the most prolonged and devastating civil wars in recent history. It all started back in 2011, following the Arab Spring. The people of Syria demanded more freedom and a better future. Instead, they got, a whole lot of chaos. Fast forward a few years, and the situation turned into one big messy cocktail of government forces, rebels, jihadists, and foreign interventions. Not exactly a party I'd RSVP to. Speaking of invites, let's talk about our man of the hour, President Bashar al-Assad. Now this guy is quite the run. 12 years of civil war can clearly take a toll on a leader. Things started looking bad for Assad when his government forces faced more and more pressure and losses. It was time for a plan B, or should I say a plan F for fleeing. In a move that left many scratching their heads and some others nodding knowingly, President Assad packed his bags and headed to Moscow. And just like that, poof, he was out of there. What does this all mean for Syria? Well, while Assad's departure might sound like the end of a particularly bad episode of Leaders Gone Wild, it has some serious implications. For one, it means a serious power vacuum. Who's in charge now? Well, you're looking at a free-for-all between all various factions, each wanting control. And let's not forget the international community. Russia, which had already had some skin in the game, now finds itself playing host to one of the world's most controversial leaders. How's that for an awkward house guest? With Assad in Russia, the international dynamics are set to shift. Will Russia pull more strings in Syria? Will other countries step up their involvement? Only time will tell. But for now, let's just appreciate the sheer boldness of making such a dramatic exit. So there you have it, an international drama starring Syria, Russia, and one exclusive president. But let's dig a bit deeper into the implications of the president's escape. The power vacuum left behind by Assad's departure has triggered a frantic scramble for control among various factions. With Assad out of the picture, Syria's different rebel factions and Kurdish groups are strategizing their next moves. And then there's ISIS, who's always trying to make things more difficult and complicate things. But it's not just local players getting involved. The international community is closely monitoring the situation. Russia, for instance, might see this as an opportunity to solidify its influence in the region. The USA and other Western countries are, of course, not thrilled by this turn of events. They're likely to ramp up their diplomatic pressure and support for opposition groups, hoping to steer Syria towards a more favorable outcome. Meanwhile, the average Syrian citizen is getting caught in all of this crossfire, hoping for stability and peace. Now, while all this is going on, what's life like for Assad in Russia? Well, from what we know, it's a bit mixed. On the one hand, he enjoys the protection of his allies, Russia. On the other hand, he's a leader in exile, watching his homeland continue to face hardship. While the situation continues to develop, one can't help but wonder, is there a chance for a reconciliation and rebuilding amidst the chaos? Could international negotiations lead to a new dawn for Syria? We can only hope. Until then, the world watches with concern. Thanks for joining me on this journey through geopolitics with a sprinkle of humor. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode of Easy Politics.